warned the Mamata Banerjee government that he will explore all constitutional options and that Bengal is not a banana republic. The battle lines very clearly drawn in Bengal over the attack on ED officers, and that's our top story on the show tonight. Enforcement Directorate officers attacked in Bengal. Bloodied investigators. Vehicles vandalized. BJP says declare emergency. TMC alleges provocation.
There are continuous provocation from the part of central agencies and central forces as instructed by BJP.
Bengal's blood politics is our top focus on the Newstrack. The Mamata Banerjee government in Bengal is in the line of opposition fire from the BJP that's demanding a probe by the National Investigation Agency to the Congress that wants president's rule in the state. This even as questions are being asked if TMC leader Sheikh Shah Jahan is above the law of the land. I'm Gaurav Sawant. We debate, but as always, let's get started with the headlines. Ram Mandir politics escalate just days ahead of the consecration. NCP chief Sharad Pawar hurls the Gau Mutra jibe at the Narendra Modi government. BJP calls Sharad Pawar anti-Hindu. After statewide protest by the BJP in Karnataka, Hubli court grants conditional bail to car sevak Shrikant Pujari. No end to the infighting in the opposition in the alliance. JDU calls the clamour to appoint Nitish as convener of the alliance a conspiracy. Trinamool Congress continues to taunt the Congress over seat sharing in Bengal. Big Enforcement Directorate crackdown in Haryana. Illegal foreign weapons, ammunition and 5 crore rupees cash haul seized from former Congress MLA Dilbag Singh's residence. ICC announces schedule for the 2024 T20 World Cup. Arch rivals India and Pakistan to lock horns in New York on the 9th of June. There's breaking news coming in. There's a high-octane rescue operation on the high seas that's currently underway. All crew members, including 15 Indians on board the hijacked vessel, merchant vessel Lily Norfolk, have been secured. They are safe. That's a big story we're breaking here on India Today. Just a short while back, Indian Navy commandos boarded this hijacked merchant vessel on the high seas. Indian Navy Marcos or Marine Commandos are carrying out a sanitization operation in parts of the vessel. They'd sanitized the deck, they'd sanitized the top area of the merchant vessel and now are moving from one cargo hold to the other, sanitizing the entire merchant vessel, and that's a huge show of strength by the Indian Navy. This is happening on the high seas. 15 Indian crew members were on board. Indian Navy helicopters were launched after a warship was sent to the area. The Indian Navy actually issued a warning to pirates off the coast of Somalia. These were supposed to be said to be Somalian pirates, and India told them, the Indian Navy told them to abandon the hijacked vessel immediately or face consequences. The Navy informed that the hijacked vessel MV Leela Norfolk was constantly under surveillance by its maritime reconnaissance aircraft and the Predator drones in the Arabian Sea. For more on this story, I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Shiv Arur, who's in touch with sources in the Indian Navy. And Shiv, this is the live operation and you're getting us details, but it does indicate a huge step undertaken by the Indian Navy, Shiv.
Gaurav, a very high-risk operation of this kind is precisely why the Indian Navy is deployed in the Persian Gulf. This is precisely the kind of mission that the Indian Navy is frequently called upon to possibly do in the Persian Gulf near Somalia because of the profusion of piracy incidents that have been taking place for many years now. That's the reason why the Indian Navy is deployed there. This particular mission involving a ship that was sailing from Brazil to Bahrain, 15 members of the crew on board happened to be Indian. It was commandeered by pirates about 300 nautical miles off the coast of Somalia. INS Chennai, which is one of 3 destroyers that are currently, patrolling the region, Gaurav, immediately was diverted towards the hijacked ship using a helicopter. The Indian Marine Commandos, a detachment of Marine Commandos who were on board INS Chennai and who are on board all ships that are on piracy patrol, they got airborne. They rappelled down onto the hijacked merchant vessel. They were able to completely secure the crew and the bridge of the ship. So all things on board the ship are currently safe. We don't know whether a standoff has happened with the pirates, but I believe that the pirates may be cornered in one part of the ship. Obviously, the Marine Commandos are fully armed. There's reason to believe the pirates also obviously will be armed because that's how they take over a ship. But like you rightly said, Gaurav, this was an operation oversea and by the air as well. An Indian Sea Guardian drone from Arakonam in Tamil Nadu has been keeping constant tabs over this entire mission, giving the Marine Commandos and the officers and sailors on board INS Chennai a 24/7 minute by minute view of what's happening on board that ship. So currently the pirates are not off that ship just yet, but there is reason to believe the Marine Commandos are fully in control right now and the crew are safe.
If you have power, show it. If you have power, project it. And Shiv, that's exactly what India is doing. That these are waters where India will play a bigger role because piracy is a huge threat to sea lanes of communication. And this is India's major power projection.
This is huge power projection. There's no doubt about it. It may be one ship, and one response team by the Marine Commandos, but the message this sends out is that India is the only power you can really count on in this region. The shipping lanes of communication, the trade routes that pass through the Arabian Sea, the Persian Gulf and from Somalia, they impact all countries in the Eastern Hemisphere, Gaurav, as you well know. And that's the reason why thanks should be given to the Indian Navy, to the Indian government for what they stand to actually achieve by projecting such power in the Persian Gulf. The Indian Navy has trained for missions of this kind in many ways. We're hearing about this mission, Gaurav, because the Marine Commandos actually boarded. There are a multiplicity of, piracy attempts which don't happen and don't succeed because the Indian Navy ships are nearby, because warnings are sounded, because helicopters and Marine Commandos are nearby in their dinghies as well. So this is amazing. We're seeing pictures of this ship being saved from a piracy attempt, but there are many where it doesn't go through because of the power that's projected by the Indian Navy. And that really is the purpose of us being deployed there.
Oh, absolutely. And a nation's strength, a nation's power is gauged by these aspects. The more powerful your Navy is, the more powerful your naval air assets are, your Air Force, your Army. That's huge power projection. Shiv, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more as the story develops. Shiv and I will continue to get you much more on India's power projection. But I want to move on to the other big story, and that's a power projection of a different kind in Bengal. Bengal's blood politics. That's raised its ugly head once again. A team of the Enforcement Directorate investigators was attacked by a violent mob in Bengal. The ED team had gone to raid a local Trinamool Congress leader, Sheikh Shah Jahan, in connection with the Ration scam of Bengal. But at least 3 officers came back bloodied with serious head injuries. Their car vandalized. And this despite the fact that the Central Reserve Police Force was accompanying them. The question is, how did a mob of 200 people go on a rampage in Bengal.
Unprecedented and unwarranted. These were the scenes in Sandeshkhali village in North 24 Parganas in West Bengal on Friday. At the receiving end of the attack was a team of Enforcement Directorate officials from Kolkata. The team led by Bengal ED Additional Director Ravindra Dahiya was gheraud by an angry mob of 200 people. The attack took place when the officials were about to raid the residence of TMC leader Sheikh Shah Jahan, allegedly involved in a ration scam. Soon, a political face-off ensued between the BJP and the TMC, with Bengal's ruling party accusing the Narendra Modi government of provoking the attack.
उस राज्य का जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है पूरी तरह से कोलैप्स हो चुका है। ये ऐसा घटना का हम तीव्र निंदा करते हैं।
They provoked the local people badly. That's why there was a counter reaction spontaneously. The real fact is the people of India, they are totally frustrated, seeing this deep-rooted conspiracy engineered and monitored by Delhi on daily basis, and that too in case of Trinamool Congress so far in our state of West Bengal is concerned.
I reserve all my constitutional options.
Governor C.V. Ananda Bose warned the Mamata Banerjee government of consequences.
It is the bounden duty of a civilized government to stop barbarism and vandalism in a democracy. If government fails in its basic duty, then the Constitution of India will definitely take its course.
State BJP wrote to the Union Home Ministry seeking an NIA probe on the incident and blamed Rohingya refugees for the attack on the ED team.
बंगाल में रोहिंग्या मुस्लिम जो है उनको घुस के बंगाल की पूरी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को क्या कर चुके हैं, और ये जो ईडी के साथ हो रहा है ये सिर्फ ईडी के साथ नहीं हो रहा है, ये अपना बंगालियों का फ्यूचर दिखा रहा है। बंगालियों के साथ भी ऐसे आगे आने वाले समय में होने वाला है।
The Congress, an ally of the TMC at the national level, claimed that law and order had completely collapsed in Bengal.
इसमें ये जगजाहिर होते हैं कि बंगाल में कानून और व्यवस्था की हाल कितना बुरा होते जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि बंगाल में ये सारे आदी हैं। आज जख्मी हुए हैं, कल ईडी वाले अगर ख़त्म हो जाए, खून हो जाए, तो हमें मुझ जैसे लोगों के लिए ये आज की बात नहीं होगी।
With Surya Agni Roy in North 24 Parganas, Bureau Report, India Today.
When you look at those images of bloodied officers, the question is Bengal becoming a banana republic? Is TMC leader Sheikh Shah Jahan above the law of the land? Is there merit in the Congress party, an opposition Indie alliance partner? Is there merit in the Congress seeking president's rule in Bengal? Should there be a probe by the National Investigation Agency? Or is there merit in the Trinamool Congress actually saying that this is provocation, blatant provocation by the centre misusing central agencies? TMC supporters also say, don't jump the gun, let the probe be over. Also saying, let ED team move with adequate security in sensitive areas. Joining me on this special broadcast are Satyendra Singh, former Deputy Director of the Enforcement Directorate. With me on the broadcast, RP Singh of the BJP and Tausif Khan, mounting a counter-offensive, an analyst who will give us the TMC perspective on the story. And Tausif Khan, I want to begin by asking you, sir, do you agree with the points being made that there is a total breakdown of law and order in Bengal? Even ED teams are not safe and are allegedly being attacked by Trinamool Congress supporters.
Gaurav, this is a picture that BJP wants to frame Bengal in. They want to malign the peace-loving state of Bengal by creating this kind of scenario. So first of all, when ED had to conduct any raid, ED could have kept the senior police officers or at least the chief secretary in the loop, so that insensitive areas could be identified and they could have Bengal police could have taken adequate precautionary measures. Secondly, I do not support any violence by anyone upon the ED officers. ED officers are there to do their job, and they are accompanied by the central forces. Now we know the history of central forces in the election, in the 2019 election in the North Bengal. They opened fire during the election. We have seen that yes, there are cases with the central forces where they indulge in provocation, and that the same report is coming from the local that the mob, when they gathered, they were provoked. So this also has to be looked into. Nevertheless,
how was the
even
mob
if there are
provoked,
provocation,
sir? How was the mob provoked? I want to understand. If ED officers are going to carry out searches at a TMC office, at a TMC leader's house, is that the provocation?
No, that alone is not a provocation. The
But that is a
provocation,
provocation.
what is the provocation that a detailed report will show? Nevertheless, it does not give a right to people to indulge into violence, and I strongly condemn it. And you have seen many Trinamool leaders who have given public statement asking people not to get provoked by any of the mischief of anybody.
RP Singh, the BJP stands accused of provoking, inciting people in Bengal. Kunal Ghosh of the TMC says the attack was a result of provocation by central agencies at the behest of the BJP. He said, I want to quote him, in West Bengal, central agencies and forces on the instructions of the BJP are going to the residences of one or the other TMC leader or worker to harass them, spread negative statements and provoke people, unquote.
Well, the minister concerned is already in jail in the same case. Now, this complete raid was continuation to the Mr. Malik's arrest, and then whatever revelation he would have done, this was in continuation to that. Now, I don't understand what is the provocation in this. Earlier, the ministers have been caught with booty of money like 50 crore rupees or 50 crore rupees, and that too in cash. So, we have seen what sort of corruption it is. What sort of corruption there is, but now saying that there was a provocation, I don't understand and I don't appreciate it. As per me, this is merely a message giving to the ED officers that you dare not come to Bengal. If you come to Bengal, we'll do this violence, and then we'll ensure that we'll hire certain goons, we'll hire certain people, and ensure that you are beaten to blue. And this is what has happened.
Okay. So this is a message, a chilling message that if central agencies come to Bengal, they'll be beaten up.
Another second.
Okay, go on quickly, sir.
Can I have another second?
Yes.
And then as I see, Mamata Banerjee knows that forthcoming election, she is going to badly lose the election. So to create some sort of sympathy, this is being done, or to create an environment where it should be seen that, oh, she is being victimized.
Let me take this to Satyendra Singh. Sir, I'll come to the elections bit in just a moment, but I want to say on the provocation aspect and on Tausif Khan saying that standard operating procedures should have been followed. Seniors in the state administration should have been kept in the loop. Mr. Singh, was the ED team, 1, caught off guard, 2, not following procedure? They should have informed the chief secretary or the DGP. Adequate security could have been provided. Is this not hugely embarrassing to see ED officers bloodied and government cars vandalized, sir?
सर, जहां तक ईडी का सवाल है, देखिए ईडी ने ऐसा नहीं है कि एसओपी को फॉलो नहीं किया है। एसओपी क्या है? एसओपी केस टू केस पे डिफर करती है कि किस मैटर में कहां जाना। अब रहा सेंसिटिव एरिया का सवाल, तो सेंसिटिव एरिया क्या है ये मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा। कहीं अचानक यदि कोई मोब इकट्ठी कर ली जाती है, और ईडी की टीम जो है अपनी पूरे प्रोटेक्शन के साथ गई थी, और वहां लेकिन इतनी भीड़ इकट्ठी कर ली गई, अचानक कर ली गई, तो क्या स्टेट पुलिस होती या डीजीपी को इन्फॉर्म करके जाते तो क्या ये घटना नहीं होती? एसओपी में कहीं नहीं है कि भी स्टेट एजेंसी को या डीजीपी को या चीफ सेक्रेटरी को इंटीमेट करना है, पहली चीज। दूसरा, ईडी के लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है कि अपने ऑपरेशन की सीक्रेसी को मेंटेन करना। और जहां तक यहां इस केस का सवाल है, रेड किसके यहां हो रही थी? तब जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जिसकी गवर्नमेंट है, उनके एक एमएलए के यहाँ रेड होनी थी। और किस केस में हो रही थी? जिसमें ऑलरेडी इनके एक मिनिस्टर अरेस्ट हो चुके हैं। तो सीक्रेसी मेंटेन करने के लिए जरूरी था कि यहाँ की एजेंसियों को इन्फॉर्म नहीं किया जाए, लेकिन प्रोटेक्शन के लिए ईडी की टीम अब एडिक्वेट जो है पुलिस फोर्स लेकर गई थी।
लेकिन वो एडिक्वेट तो साबित हुई नहीं, क्योंकि पिट के चले आए, खून लगाए, चोट लगी है उन लोगों को। बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है ये। लेकिन तौसीफ खान, आर लीडर्स लाइक शेख शाहजहां, आर लीडर्स लाइक शेख शाहजहां above the law of the land? Will TMC supporters resort to Gundaism as is alleged by the BJP? Shubhendu Adhikari has actually named Sheikh Alamgir, younger brother of Sheikh Shah Jahan. He's also named Ziauddin, an alleged arms dealer, and Sheikh Sirajuddin, the brother of Sheikh Shah Jahan. Sir, is this a message being sent out by TMC? If central agencies come, they'll be bashed up.
Gaurav, no one is above the law. No, Sheikh Shah Jahan is not above the law. But ED must also follow the rules and procedure. You see, we have examples where other ministers, even previously, minister who was arrested and he is behind the bar and he had been removed from of a party post and ministerial post by the party supremo Mamata Banerjee.
Okay, give me a moment as I try and reestablish that link with you. But RP Singh, this actually reflects very poorly, one, on Enforcement Directorate, two, on the Central Reserve Police Force, three, the police are yet to complete their investigations. The BJP is already laying a blame on Sheikh Shah Jahan and his brother Sheikh Alamgir, Sheikh Sirajuddin, and that alleged arms dealer called Ziauddin. On what basis is Shubhendu Adhikari leveling these allegations? It is being said that this is typical BJP tactics to blame certain people.
Gaurav, there are videos on record. Every channel, including your channel, has done those videos. There are evidences on record. When you see people doing things on video, on camera, obviously people has to be named. But issue is again, what is the standard protocol? I mean, the gentleman is talking about the standard protocol. I mean, protocol is that if some person who is involved in corruption, and that too a huge corruption scam, so obviously the ED will go and raid. I mean, ED doesn't go and announce that we are going to come and raid certain people, because if they announce that or they let the local authorities know, we have seen what has happened earlier in Bengal when local authorities were taken in loop by CBI and how the house was ghettoed and how everything happened, how the protests started happening. So to avoid all that, this was done. But yes, you say that the ED didn't have the sufficient forces. Probably next time ED will have to go with a battalion there, places like this, instead of taking some 6 or 7 or 10, probably I don't know what the number will be of the forces.
Okay.
But you never expect that there'll be some people in some thousands or hundreds which will flock out and start beating and the officer itself.
Okay.
And on the instigation of the person concerned who has to be raided.
Okay, I lost that link with Tausif Khan in just a short while back.
People.
But Tausif, please respond to the BJP saying that this is a very clear message being sent out by Mamata Banerjee's government. Dare not target TMC leaders, or there will be a Ziauddin, a Sheikh Shah Jahan, Sheikh Alamgir and Sheikh Sirajuddin and others who will bash up central agencies.
Look, Bengal is a very peace-loving state, and on various counts, the results show that Calcutta is still the safest city in the country. So I do not like every time these BJP chaps from outside Bengal come and try to paint Bengal in the bad picture. Now we have Shubhendu Adhikari on record in a public meeting. He is threatening He's going, holding public meeting in different areas and telling them that I'm now going to send ED. And after that, ED comes and raids. So there is a perception, and it is also true among people believe that these are the people who are being sent by BJP. When there are crowd, when there are mob, they do not see the officers or the central forces as the central government agency, an independent agency who has come to do a lawful job. But they see that, okay, Suvendu Adhikari threatened to send people in uniform, and Suvendu Adhikari has sent them. And these people in uniform come with a track record, where in 2019 we saw that they opened fire, and now.
Okay. Okay. Satyendra Singh, does the attack on the ED team indicate what the governor of West Bengal believes is the West Bengal police adopting an ostrich-like attitude? That the police does not see lawlessness around. आपकी दृष्टि में क्या ये बंगाल पुलिस का फेलियर है, ईडी का फेलियर है, सीआरपीएफ का फेलियर है? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं ये स्टेट का फेलियर है, मतलब सरकार एक मॉब के आगे झुक गई।
जी, बहुत ही दुखद इंसिडेंट है आज जो हुआ है, लेकिन मैं इसके लिए किसी भी एक एजेंसी को जिम्मेदार नहीं ठहराना चाहूंगा। देखिए क्या है कि लेकिन जिस व्यक्ति के यहाँ रेड हो रही थी, जो एमएलए हैं, वो जरूर पूरी तरह जिम्मेदार हैं, क्योंकि जो आसपास की पब्लिक है उसको उन्हीं के आदमियों ने भड़काया होगा, इंस्टिगेट किया होगा। अब वहां पुलिस फोर्स क्या कर सकती थी? यदि वो डिफेंस में फायरिंग करती तो मामला और बिगड़ जाता, तो उन्होंने रिस्ट्रेन से काम लिया है। लेकिन फेल्योर तो है ही फेल्योर। अब इसको लोकल पुलिस का भी नहीं कह सकते। देखिए, लोकल पुलिस वहां मौजूद नहीं थी, लेकिन जब भीड़ इकट्ठी हो रही थी तो ये नहीं हो सकता कि लोकल थाने को ये सूचना नहीं मिली हो कि इस तरह से मॉब इकट्ठी हो रही है और उन्होंने कोई भी एक्शन नहीं लिया। तो इसलिए उनकी जिम्मेदारी थोड़ी ज्यादा बनती है स्टेट पुलिस की। यह कहकर पल्ला कोई झाड़ ले कि साहब हमें पता नहीं था कि वहां सेंट्रल एजेंसीज आ रही हैं। किसी भी थाने के इलाके में यदि कोई मूवमेंट होता है तो उनको जरूर पता लग जाता है, खासतौर पर जब भीड़ इकट्ठी हो रही थी तो उनको जरूर पता लगा होगा। ये ऐसा हो नहीं सकता।
नहीं, लेकिन सत्येंद्र सिंह जी, ये जो आरोप तृणमूल कांग्रेस लगा रही है कि शुवेंदु अधिकारी बोलते हैं मैं तुम्हारे पीछे ईडी भेजूंगा और ईडी आ जाती है, तो जनता ईडी को एक निष्पक्ष जांच एजेंसी के रूप में देखने के बजाय भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक्सटेंशन के रूप में देखती है। तो जैसे पॉलिटिकल वायलेंस होता है, ईडी इस बार पॉलिटिकल वायलेंस में फंस गई।
मैं इस पर कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहूंगा। राजनीतिक विषय है ये कि परसेप्शन नेगेटिव कौन बना रहा है, क्या हुआ है। मेरा मानना तो है कि जो भीड़ की मैंने विजुअल्स देखे हैं उनमें 99% लोगों को ये नहीं पता होगा कि ईडी क्या है, सीआरपीएफ क्या है। ये तो उनको भड़काया गया है जानबूझकर उनके लोकल इन्फ्लुएंस से कि आप हमला कीजिए, जो भी हम देख लेंगे।
तौसीफ खान, दिस अटैक on the Trinamool Congress right now is not coming from the BJP alone. The opposition Indie Alliance partner Congress, their member of parliament and leader from Bengal, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, he's saying that law and order has completely collapsed in Bengal. Today it's violence, tomorrow it will be murder. He wants imposition of president's rule in the state. He wants Mamata Banerjee government to be sacked, sir.
Gaurav, just 10-second video I would like to show.
Sir, we cannot play out unverified video on broadcast. That's my request to you. That is my request to you. But my question to you is very direct. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is saying, law and order has collapsed. Dismiss this government. Impose president's rule.
And exactly this is what Suvendu Adhikari has said, and that is the video I was trying to show you, where in this video Suvendu Adhikari is saying that we will create a situation in Bengal where we will impose an emergency rule, and on that platform only BJP is going, and on that platform only BJP is using ED as a tool. That is precisely my argument.
But sir, so what is your argument? Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is a leader of the Congress party, member of parliament of Congress party, leader of Congress party in Lok Sabha, and he's your opposition Indie Alliance partner, Congress party.
Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is the same person who had said Rashtrapatni instead of Rashtrapati and then backtracked his statement. So please give him some days, couple of days. He will go back on the statement that he has made today or yesterday.
Okay, RP Singh, one, the ED looks very powerless. Two, look at how notices are or summons are issued to chief ministers in different states and it draws zero compliance. ED officers are being bashed up in Bengal, bruised, bleeding. Is the reputation of the authority of the state not in tatters, sir?
Gaurav, this is one instance and this is only happening in West Bengal first, and I'll talk about the chief ministers also, but this sort of violence is happening in West Bengal because earlier also when CBI has gone there to interrogate then DG and IGP of the state, Mr. Rajiv Kumar also, Mamata Banerjee's police didn't allow them to go and arrest him or go and raid the place, and then Mamata Banerjee herself squatted all night through outside the house there. But fact is this what is being shown, the path is being shown by Mamata Banerjee, that it's my rule and then the way I want to rule it, I'll rule it. And she's just trying to do it just before the election. Now it's just before the elections so that she can gain certain sympathy, but she's forgetting all this is going to go against her. And my friend from TMC is trying to build up a narrative that, oh, the center want to build do a president rule. Nothing of that sort. But if the rule of law is not being followed, then center has to go by other modes and means other than the center rule.
Okay. Let me bring in Satyendra Singh into this conversation on the aspect.
Give me a second, Gaurav. Okay. On the chief ministers. On the chief ministers also. There have been 7 summons being issued to the Jharkhand chief minister, 3 to the chief minister of the Delhi. There's a rule, and then probably another few summons will be issued, and after that they can go to the court and then seek a warrant. But those 2 chief ministers are also seeking sympathy because they don't want to go to join the questioning. They want the ED to come and arrest them and then do the questioning so that they can gain some sympathy. But again, corruption doesn't get you sympathy. I mean, if you are seen as corrupt or you are seen involved in corruption or you are corrupt, then it doesn't get you sympathy.
Let me bring in Satyendra Singh on the demand being made by the BJP that there should be an investigation by the National Investigation Agency. Satyendra Singh ji, क्या इस बात में तर्क है कि अब इस मामले की जांच निष्पक्ष जांच एनआईए द्वारा होनी चाहिए, या फिर डर इस बात का है कि अगर एनआईए के अधिकारी जाएंगे तो वो भी बंगाल में पिट जाएंगे, शेख शाहजहां और उनकी जो टीम है जियाउद्दीन और जो बाकी उनके साथ है जियाउद्दीन शेख सिराजुद्दीन, वो एनआईए को भी पीट देंगे?
गौरव जी, जहां तक एनआईए से की जांच की बात है तो वो जांच एनआईए की डिमांड इसलिए हो रही है कि जो लोकल पुलिस है, स्टेट पुलिस है, उस पे सवाल उठाए जा रहे हैं। वही बात है कि परसेप्शन का सवाल है कि क्या वो निष्पक्ष जांच करेंगे। और जहां तक ये जो मारपीट हुई है तो ये इसकी जांच तो कोई एजेंसी या तो पुलिस करेगी या कोई दूसरी एजेंसी करेगी। एनआईए की डिमांड शायद वो लोग कर रहे हैं जिनका मानना है कि इसमें कुछ ऐसे लोग भी शामिल हैं इस घटना में जो इस देश के नागरिक नहीं है और अवैध रूप से इस देश में आ चुके हैं। तो ये एनआईए का डोमेन बनता है। ईडी का तो वैसे भी इससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है। या तो स्टेट पुलिस इसकी जांच करेगी या एनआईए करे।
Tausif Khan, respond to these points being made that Rohingyas rule the roost in Mamata Banerjee's West Bengal, and that just now the need is for an independent investigation which is done by an agency outside the state, because West Bengal police, according to the governor, had adopted an ostrich-like attitude.
Gaurav, this whole claim of presence of Rohingya and taking part in this violence today, if BJP is aware of it, then they should blame Ministry of Home Affairs, because border security force is under Ministry of Home Affairs, and they should hold the Home Minister liable. They should ask resignation from the Home Minister. In a country as big as India, you cannot be a part-time Home Minister. Recently, there was an attack on Parliament. So many Rohingyas are entering Bengal. What is the Home Minister doing? They should ask this question to the Home Minister. And so far, the question of Bengal police or NIA is concerned, I believe the Bengal police has already initiated the investigation.
Okay.
And if one body has already initiated the investigation, we should wait for the report. And if they're not satisfied, they can approach the High Court and the High Court can take a decision on that.
Fair enough. I will let that be the last word on this part of the show, that Bengal police is investigating. We will track that story very, very closely. Will action be taken against the perpetrators of this violence on the Enforcement Directorate team? RP Singh, Mr. Satyendra Singh and Tausif Khan for joining me here on India Today. Many thanks. A quick break at this stage, but don't go anywhere. Popular singer Zubin Nautiyal's Mere Ghar Ram Aaye Hain. It's become a viral sensation ahead of the Pran Pratishtha at the Ram Temple at Ayodhya. Zubin Nautiyal joins me on the other side of a short break on what the Divya Bhavya Ram Mandir at Ayodhya means for Bharat. That story and lots more. Stay with us.
न रोको आज धोने दो चल आंखों के पानी से बहुत खुश है मेरे
Who do we figure is going to be that big newsmaker in 2024?
No, we live in the era of Prime Minister Modi.
Yeah.
I mean, make no mistake. And in that, the inauguration of the Ram Temple in the beginning of the year in January really marks a civilizational moment where you could agree or disagree, like it or hate it, but the fact is that there will be an India after this and there will be an India before this, because the center of gravity, which was quite left-leaning in our country for the first 70 plus years, has now shifted to the right.
It's not about election. Is India changing fundamentally in so many different ways? Some for the good, some for the bad. But I think that's my worry. I think, I think we need to see the good and the bad, as observers, as sort of ringside observers that we have the privilege to look at. So whether it's the Ram Temple inauguration at the start of the year, the possibility that if the BJP gets a big majority, they'll push ahead with a uniform civil code. All these are contentious, many of these are contentious issues that need greater debate and dialogue.